Julie, born in Argentina, raised in America. A gringa, my family joked. They left when I was little, just a baby. Now, 18 years later, I'm back. The ticket was one way, a leap of faith. I yearned for a connection I didn't quite understand, a missing piece of myself. Argentina, home.
Her family, a boisterous bunch, awaited her arrival. Tias with warm hugs and loud voices, Tios with booming laughter and backpats that could knock you over. Cousins, a whirlwind of energy and Spanish she struggled to follow. The Buenos Aires air hung thick and humid. The scent of grilling meat mingled with exhaust fumes. A symphony of car horns played out a chaotic rhythm. This wasn't the America Julie knew. Everything felt different, vibrant, alive, overwhelming. The city pulsed with an energy that both excited and intimidated her. She clung to her worn suitcase, a small island of familiarity in this sea of the unknown. Her aunt's apartment, nestled in a bustling neighborhood, overflowed with people. Voices rose and fell, weaving a tapestry of Spanish that washed over her. Julie smiled, nodding along, catching a word here and there, pretending she understood. Dinner that night was a feast. Asado, the smoky aroma filling the air, piled high on platters. Empanadas, each bite a burst of flavor. Julie ate, trying to memorize every taste, every smell. This was the Argentina she craved. Life in Buenos Aires moved at a different pace. Slower, some might say. Lunch stretched into the afternoon, a time for conversation and mates shared amongst family. Julie struggled to keep up with the rapid-fire Spanish. Her tongue stumbled over unfamiliar words.
Her family, ever patient, encouraged her. They corrected her pronunciation gently. They laughed with her, not at her when she made mistakes. With each shared mate gourd, with each story told, I felt a connection growing. The city, too, began to feel less intimidating. I explored cobblestone streets, marveling at the tango dancers in the plazas. I wandered through bustling markets, my senses alight with the colors and smells. Slowly, I began to find my footing.
Demasiado Americana, she had laughed one afternoon. Too American.
Sighs, I shrunk back at the words, a familiar sting. They were said with affection, but they still stung.
In America, Julie was too Argentine, different, the odd one out. Here she was too American. Her clothes, her music, her mannerisms, all marked her as an outsider. She felt caught between two worlds, belonging to neither. The realization hit her hard. Was she destined to always be on the outside looking in, a perpetual foreigner? A wave of sadness washed over her, leaving her feeling lost and alone in this city that was supposed to be her home. One evening, her cousin dragged her to a milonga, a tango club. The music swirled around her, a passionate embrace. Couples moved together as one, their bodies speaking a language Julie never knew existed.
Softly, I watched the tango dancers, mesmerized by their movements.
Her cousin pulled her onto the dance floor. Julie stumbled, her steps clumsy and uncertain. She felt foolish, out of place. But her cousin just laughed, guiding her gently.
It's like life. A tango between two worlds. You just have to find your rhythm.
His words resonated deep within her. Maybe it wasn't about choosing one world over the other. Maybe it was about finding a way to bridge the gap, to embrace both her American upbringing and her Argentine heritage. As weeks turned into months, Julie found her own rhythm. She learned to navigate the cultural nuances, to laugh at her mistakes, to embrace the chaos that was Buenos Aires. Her Spanish improved, her accent a blend of two worlds.
Chuckling, I laughed with my cousins, mate in hand, a sense of belonging in my eyes.
She began to understand that home wasn't just a place. It was a feeling, a sense of belonging. And she found it, not in one country or the other, but in the space between. In the fusion of cultures that made her who she was. Leaving Argentina wouldn't be easy, but this time she knew it wasn't goodbye. It was hasta luego, until next time. Because Argentina, she realized, would always be a part of her, just like America. And she, with her mixed-up in-between identity, was finally home.